Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday Testimonial. I'm so glad that everybody is here to join us. We have 4 incredible stories that we're all going to hear. So my name is Nicole. I am been with Plexus for about 2 years now, and Plexus is an amazing gut health company. It helps people in so many different areas, from helping balance out their gut, which then in turn helps them with so many different aspects in their life, skincare, and even helping kiddos with their health to get better. So what I love about this company is that because we have such high quality of ingredients and how it's formulated, that is how it is able to help so many different people in so many different ways. And this is something that you guys are about to hear about with these 4 completely different stories with very similar product regimens. So without further ado, I'm going to pass the mic over to Miss Carrie, who is going to share her story.
All right, thank you, Nicole. I'm very excited to be here. I think I said it a little bit earlier, but I have a very long story, but I'm going to try to keep it short. So again, my name is Carrie, and I am 44 years old. I've been taking Plexus products for 3 years now. And I historically have always been a very active person. I was an avid runner, worked out really hard most of my life, ate pretty clean, but always struggled with digestive issues, IBS and reflux. And all of that kind of got really bad in 2014 when I got rear-ended. It was a simple car accident, but I got rear-ended and I had 3 herniated discs that were basically flared up significantly, and from that accident. And it sent me into a spiral of 2 years of constant back spasms. So I'd have a spasm, go on a course of prednisone, muscle relaxers, and then 4 to 6 weeks later, the same thing would happen. And my kids at the time were 3 and 5. I have 2 active boys, and they were 3 and 5. And I struggled. I mean, I could not keep up with them. I could not bend down to pick them up. I was literally locked up all the time. Like, when your lower back's locked up, you walk like a duck. You can't do anything. It's hard to go to the bathroom. It's hard to get dressed. It's hard to do anything. And I was, because I was on the medications for 2 years, I ended up with a lot of my GI issues became colitis and, food intolerances. I couldn't eat anything. I was just a disastrous mess, really. And I did PT, and, I went to PT twice a week. I had osteopathic care. I did lumbar injections, dry needling, massage. I did everything. And it was just terrible. And I need a lot of help. And I just remember looking out the window and seeing my sister play with the kids in the snow. And because I just couldn't go outside with them. It was too much work to try to trudge through the snow. And it was just really sad. And I never thought that I could, run again. I was told I could never run again. And everything I knew would kind of fallen apart. And Andrea had talked to me about Plexus, and I was like, no, I'm all set. I take probiotics. I know what to do. So I tried to modify my diet. I did a low FODMAP diet for a year to help with my IBS and tried to make myself feel better with that. And it really didn't help much. It helped, but it wasn't to the point where I thought, things were going to change significantly. So about I think in 2017, the summer of 2017, I decided to try. I tried in November of 2016, and I started Triplex, and I really wasn't consistent, and I quit and restarted in the summer of 2017. I said, okay, I'm really going to go full force here, and done feeling like crap. I did Triplex and I did X Factor Plus about 3 months in. Am I okay? It says my connection's unstable, so I didn't know. Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. About a month in, I was able to go off my reflux meds. I started to have more clarity, more energy. About 2 months in, I was able to, like, my IBS was much better. My colitis was much better. I was not like looking for a bathroom everywhere I went. And I was able to start reintroducing some of the foods that I was not able to eat. And it was nice. It was like, okay, here things are starting to improve. About 4 months in, my hormones, like I had really crazy cycles and crazy raging PMS because of the prednisone, and I was starting to be more hormonally balanced probably about 2-3 months in. And so things just really started to even out and I started to feel more like myself. But the one thing that I just never expected was about 5 months in, my osteopath was like, what's going on? Like, you're done PT. I kind of didn't realize, like, I got released from PT. I was starting to exercise again. Was cutting back on all my visits to him. I was going every like month instead of every week. And I was like, oh, I don't know, it was just kind of cool. And we finally, he's the one who pointed it out. He was like, what have you been doing? And I said, I've been taking these supplements. It's the only thing I can think of. And he was like, that's it, gut health. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we've never had this conversation. And so he was really the one who flipped that switch for me and helped me to realize that I had been all along reducing that systemic inflammation and healing from the inside out. And now, I jump on the trampoline, I jump in the pool from the rock wall, I run with my friends, I go to HIIT classes, I can do everything. I can pick up my 65, 68-pound son. I don't do it very often, but if I had to, I would. And I can eat whatever I want. And just, life is back to being amazing and not like, I don't feel like an 80-year-old woman anymore, not to say that 80-year-old women feel terrible, but you know what I mean. So it's just, yeah, it's been an incredible journey and I'm so, so grateful. So that's it.
Wow, Carrie. I remember, I think it might have been a year or so ago, you had went and had x-rays done on your back again or something.
Yeah, I had a repeat MRI and all my disc herniations were reabsorbed. So I no longer have disc herniations. So I don't even we moved a year ago and I picked up the couch. Like my sister was like, you shouldn't be picking up the couch with me. And I'm like, I'm fine. I mean, yeah, I put it down. I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that because I was a little stiff, but I don't fear anymore because my discs are good and my core is strong. I could never get my core strong because my back was in constant spasm. And so now, I'm back to, wow, it's pretty cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Like, who would have thought gut health, help your back, which then, of course, all your whole being completely got healthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Really good. I'm so happy
and
for you.
my boys got their mama back. So
yeah, that's really important.
Yeah.
Really important. Awesome. Thank you so much, Carrie, for sharing.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. All right, guys, I am so excited to introduce Miss Jennifer. She's a very sweet lady that I actually met through Plexus, and she has a very amazing story. I'm really excited. After she's done sharing, I'm going to be showing her before and now photos, which you guys are going to be amazed. But all right, Miss Jen, passing it over to you.
Thanks, Nicole. So I'm Jen. I am 42. I'm married. I have 3 daughters. They are 16, 13, and 6. I am a first grade teacher, and I'm originally from Maine. And I'm glad to follow Carrie because Carrie's a big part of my story. I met her in Maine when we were both living there. And I've moved to Florida 9 years ago with my family. So I worked with Carrie at a preschool. Gosh, I think it was 2007 to 2009. And I just I watched her. She definitely is an open book for sure. And so I watched her kind of struggle with some of the stuff that she shared. And she was in a rough spot. And we were Facebook friends and got separated by all of this mileage and everything, but still stayed in touch. And she started posting a few years ago about this pink drink, and I'd never heard of what is this pink drink, but she just started sharing, and it was so authentic and real. It was so different than all of these other people that come on here and say, oh, you should try what I'm trying, blah, blah, blah. Like, you can just kind of see right through it all. And she was so authentic. And I had seen her struggling, and now I was seeing how much better she was feeling. And so I watched her post for a little while, and just, I didn't have the same struggles as her. I'll get to my struggles in a minute, but I just wanted to tie in, again, how it was cool that Nicole put me after her. I like that. But anyway, so I reached out to her, explained what was going on with me. And so that's how I kind of came into Plexus was through Carrie. But I'll back up. So for childhood and teenage years and very early adult years, I was pretty normal size, could kind of eat what I wanted and stay, maybe a little overweight, but nothing severe. Then came marriage, and then came 3 pregnancies. And along with each pregnancy, I kind of hung on to another 20 pounds, another 20 pounds. And I wound up at about 240 pounds, and I'm only 5'3". So that's a lot on a little frame. I tried Weight Watchers. I tried doctor prescribed appetite suppressants, personal trainers, any kind of fad diet you could think of. I tried it all, and I'd lose, maybe 20 pounds at the most, but then it always came back. And so I was lucky enough. I did have some things. I had arthritis in my knees. I had a heart arrhythmia, and I did have sleep apnea. All of those have now been, well, you can't really reverse arthritis, but my pain is much better and in my knees, but I don't have sleep apnea anymore, and I'm off all of my meds and everything for my heart arrhythmia. But those were my 3 health issues. But looking at my family history, I was definitely headed for diabetes and all kinds of heart issues, heart disease and things like that. So I knew I had to do something. I couldn't just keep trying all these different things and never getting anywhere. So my doctor and I finally came up with a plan for me to go ahead and see if I could get approved through insurance for vertical gastric sleeve surgery, where they go in and they reduce the size of your stomach. They take about 80% of it out. And so I was left with a little tube of a stomach. So I started that process. There's a whole long process to getting approved. They just want to make sure that you're committed and ready, and I won't get into all of that, but it was quite a process. I think I started it January of 2018, and I had the surgery July 3rd of 2018. So it was a good 7 months. But about May was when I finally reached out to Carrie. So I already knew I was pretty far into the process for the surgery, but I knew that surgery alone wasn't going to be enough. I needed to get my gut in health or in a healthy state. And I just, I knew I was going to be on a vitamin regimen, and I had researched the stuff that the doctor was shoving at his patients, and it was gummies, and it was full of dyes and sucralose and all kinds of junk. And so I wound up signing up, started with Triplex, but I actually went through a pretty intense detox. So I went through very slowly and kind of didn't really give up on it, but had the surgery. I'm talking fast now. Started it back up again after the surgery. So probably like August or September, maybe, of 2018. Been on it ever since. I stick with Triplex. I also take Ease, X Factor Plus, Vital Biome Mega X Active, and I drink lean. So I'm all in with just about everything. My blood work I just had done. It's completely perfect. There's no issues at all. I've maintained about 80 pounds. I did get down 100. I lost 100 pounds at one point. But I run now. My anxiety is better. Being a teacher heading back into school, you can imagine it's a pretty anxious time. And I do have bouts of anxiety, but I'm handling it much better than I would without these products. Energy to keep up with my kids and my students. And so I'm doing amazing. I give everything to Carrie for introducing it to me. And I was going to talk about how I give it to my kids and also about the business opportunity, but I'll save that for another time. So thank you.
Oh my gosh, Jen, I love that. Definitely another time I so want to hear more about your kiddos, because I don't know anything about your kiddos and the product. So definitely. That'd
Okay.
be awesome. But it's really nice how this really shows how Plexus is a great buddy system and how it really works well in different areas. For instance, how you had the gastric sleeve and it paired very well with the product. So you were able to get healthy and be able to be how you are now. And that's really important. And that's good.
I didn't just get thin. I got healthy.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I am going to go ahead and I'm going to do a screen share so you guys can see her transformation. So can you guys see that? Can you see it, Jen?
I can, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so everyone else. So right here, guys, this is before, okay? Now look, this is now, all right? This mama has been committed. She did a lot. She knew she had to make a big change, and she did, and she's healthy, and she's happy, and she's handling this crazy time of the start of school very well, considering everything that's going on. So I am just so proud, so proud.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you again so much, Jen. I appreciate you sharing.
Thank you for asking.
You're welcome. Okay, I'm going to pass the mic over to Miss Debbie. I had met Debbie again through Plexus. I've met so many amazing people through Plexus. It's just awesome. I started with a small group of friends, and now I have way too many to count, which I love. So, Miss Debbie, you are up. Oop, just unmute yourself, hon.
Okay, I was hoping you would read my lips. No, okay. I joined Plexus. It's been 15 months. I kind of watched Kayla posting things all the time about try the pink drink with everybody on Facebook. And I'm like, what is this all about, And so I says, well, I'll give it a try. And because I've suffered from IBS, with constipation, acid reflux, just constant belly aches. I felt miserable. I looked miserable. I bet it's been 30 years I was like that. And it's just, I lost like 25 pounds because it gotten to the point I couldn't eat food. I couldn't eat. I was afraid to eat because I'd have attacks and I'd be laid out on the floor. I would literally pray to God, please, please, please let this pass because I'm in so much pain. It was like childbirth. I know a lot to take in, but that's how severe it was, and where I've come from that is amazing. Because I did like Carrie, I went to doctors and all these different people. I went to a nutritionist who specialized in people with IBS. I spent $700 for blood work through them, was sent to California, and they put me on an elimination diet, food sensitivities and all this. So I did that and I lost a lot more weight. So I was just skin and bones. And so I just kind of didn't take care of myself. I worked, I just retired from hairdressing after 35 years. I retired in June. So yay, I'm loving that. And I just decided, you know, before then, I was tired of being sick. I wanted to be happy. I was afraid at work all the time. I'd have attacks at the hair salon. I'd have to leave a client, excuse me, and I would go into the bathroom. Sometimes I couldn't come out for an hour. Actually, Kayla's mom, I had in my chair once, and I'm like, sorry, Dolores, I'm not feeling too well. And it was so degrading and embarrassing. So I went through depression and anxiety because of it all. And so I was on meds for depression, anxiety, panic attacks. I was going to counseling. I tried everything out there on the market. I was on omeprazole, ranitidine, the gas, the bloating. I mean, you name it, it was there. So comes in Plexus. I see, you know, Kayla posting about this. And so I talked with Kayla about it. And then I talked with her and Andrea. And I decided to start. And so I did. And I started with the triplex, and I was really kind of scared at first because I have super sensitivities to a lot of meds. I mean, not necessarily anything natural, but so I started really slow, and Kayla was great help with that. And it's amazing what it has done for my life. I've gained weight, and that might sound weird to people, but for me, that's a good thing because I looked extremely sick all the time. And so I don't know where to put this. I just feel like after all the testing and all the money that was spent and all the fear for my whole entire life, now I can be me. I feel good. And I have people telling me, my husband was telling me, you know, like 3 or 4 months in, Debbie, you look so good. You seem so much better. You know, you're really feeling amazing. I just turned 65 last month. I'm old compared to all you guys. Well, Louise, you're right there with me. But anyways, yeah, so I feel good. And to be 65 and say I feel better than I've ever felt, I mean, you know, that's what Plexus has done for me and all of you people here, because you guys have been amazing. You're like family that I've never known, people that I can trust. And I can eat anything I want to eat now. I don't panic about food. I don't go all day without eating or wake up in the morning saying, oh, is it going to be one of those days? Am I going to be able to eat food? Am I going to have an attack? Am I going to be okay? Do I dare go anywhere? It was ridiculous. It was awful. I felt bad that my children, when they were young, and my husband dealt with that. But now it's great. I mean, I feel good. I started gaining weight. I eat whatever I want. I'm still in shock about it because I just don't know how. I never knew about this before, and that something so natural could come into my life and make me feel like I do now. I mean, I spoke with a friend today. I was at the beach with a girlfriend. She goes, you look so good. She said, your skin looks great. You look happy and you don't look tired or drawn or anything. When people tell you that, and when you get to be that age, it's like, you know, I guess Triplex is really doing this for me. You know, so it is. It's changed everything. I don't have the anxiety, the panic attacks. I don't have any of those fears anymore. And I just thank God for Plexus and everybody in this group. You guys are awesome. You know, it's amazing. You're like family that I never knew, but some of you I've never met. And I love you guys. It's just amazing. So that's about it. I could go on and on, but I won't.
Oh my goodness, Debbie. You know, okay, so I had no idea your age, but I want to tell you, your energy, your glow, everything, like you're gorgeous. And something that a lot of people get scared of is when they hear that's the name Slim, and that's part of the pink drink, part of the triplex. And they think, okay, no, I don't need to lose weight. I actually need to gain weight. And so both between you and Jen, you both did the same products. You know, Jen was able to get to where God made her for her body, and then same with you. So that's what's really amazing is how these are formulated. It does what your body was meant to be like. And I can't even imagine being at work, having a client sitting in my chair, and having to step away. I mean, right there alone is just gonna, like you said, you wake up in the morning and you have all these what ifs, and now you have positive what ifs, right?
Positive.
Yes, love it. Thank you so much for sharing, Debbie.
Thank you, Nicole. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Okay, guys, so our last sharer is Mr. Fred. I am so excited for him to share. And it's very rare that we get some males to share. And when they do, I just get so happy. So no further ado, once Fred is done sharing, I'm going to share his before and after that his wife handed over for me to share with all of you guys. All right, Mr. Man, your turn.
So I actually got my wife here just to kind of help me out because I'm kind of scared of this kind of thing. I don't do this on a regular basis at all. But
he's doing so good. I'm holding his hand. I'm so proud of him.
I like to share when I can. Like once you get me talking, I can go all day, but it's the initial starting. But like a lot of people just don't get like how good this product is. They think it's, a lot of people, men think it's just a female thing, and we start talking, and once we start opening up and talking about it, a lot of times it goes into what it's doing for the wives, and then, well, what can it do for you? And when I first started, I saw her. I was supportive because she didn't complain about me buying ammo and some of the other boy things that I do. So I figured it was like kind of like a trade.
You were a huge skeptic. Don't let him
It
fool
was
you.
just,
He was the biggest skeptic you will ever meet.
but it was the perfect trade. She didn't say anything about some of my boy habits, and I'm like, okay, you have this, I have this, and I saw like a difference in her mood, her behavior, her body, and like she was happier. And I got kind of jealous, so I started taking her Slim when she wasn't watching and slipping it into my lunchbox. I started every morning with just a Slim. That's all I started with first, because she didn't, it's a bag of like 30. She didn't notice until it was gone that I was slipping them out. But eventually she got into the business aspect, was learning different things about the product, and she's like, use this, try this. Well, I didn't really know what she was giving me. I trust my wife. I mean, she's my wife. I hope she wouldn't do anything bad. But I noticed like my mood and my anxiety, I was happier in my anxiety. I don't do too well with like groups of people or talk like new situations at work, anxiety. I have a military background, so I want to do like a really good job, and I'm surrounded by people who might not really care. So I went to the doctor and had like CAT scan or MRI, ultrasound. Like I was having my heart checked out because it felt like it was going to explode. Constant just stress and anxiety. Money is always
A big trigger.
these are triggers, and all that was slimming away. Don't get me wrong, you still get stressed, but not to the extent where I need to go to a doctor. I just kind of, I deal with it. It's not what it used to be. My weight, I've always been active. Ran 12 to 20 miles a week, but I always stayed at like 230. I always had the beer pouch, even though I didn't drink not that much beer. And the weight started disappearing. I'm at like 210 now, but it's all transforming. I have like abs. I'm better shape now than I was in my 20s. And
You're
then
in better shape than when you were in the military.
Yeah, the military, I had to do exercises every day. I'm still active, but nothing crazy.
Right.
Arthritis. I started having issues with arthritis. There goes that. But I went to the doctor and he laughed at me, handed me arthritis cream. He said, "Welcome to getting old." And she gave me some other, was it Ease you started
giving? Ease and the Ease cream.
I'm now sprinting and not using any like arthritis cream or any medication for the pain. I actually was chasing, pick on my daughter. I'm like, I'm an old man and I'm beating you up this hill. So there's the anxiety, the arthritis, sleeping. Oh, I used to fall asleep. I had several parking spots on my way home where
you work overnights.
I worked 12-hour shifts, and sometimes I couldn't make it home. Rather than risk it, I would pull over and sleep. So you would find me at the Kmart parking lot, the Walgreens parking lot. I'd pull over, turn the AC, and just kind of take a little nap. That's how I'd get home. Well, my wife took a picture. I passed out getting my shoes out of a closet. Now I get home, if the sun's still up, I'll go for a run. Or we try to do a family walk every night. Usually they want to go. Sometimes we have to drag our son. Bribe him with a bike ride.
Yeah, he'll bike all day.
Yeah, but like Plexus, 3 years ago, I started, like I said, sneaking them. And now I'm a firm believer, like, the products work. I see people every day. They talk to me, and I share my story, and I try to just tell them there's other options out there than like suffering or trying to deal with it on your own. And like, I can't, put words or like like at first it was money going out. You don't see the benefit at first, but now it's replaced my coffee. Don't get me wrong, I still drink coffee, but I don't need coffee. If I'm having coffee, it's because I'm choosing to. Sugar cravings naturally just disappeared. I told her I'm not giving up my donut a day. And then I forgot to stop and get my donut. And then I realized 2 weeks later, I had to stop for a donut. I was being stubborn, and you know, she told me it was bad for me, but eventually I stopped craving all that sugar. And it's not about dieting like they were talking earlier. It's about like a full body health and balance. I couldn't be happier.
Isn't that amazing? I'm over here like, oh my gosh, I just want to say so much.
I am like,
But this is huge, you guys. Like, just to have him here talking to strangers is the biggest thing. I never thought this day would come.
I can feel my face
kidding.
is like all red, kind of.
But you're smiling.
Well,
like
yes.
this is
like I
huge,
said,
you
you
guys.
get me talking about things I love, the military, comic books, and Plexus made it onto that list of things I love to talk about. Like if you get me going, I can go all day. Like there's improvements for my wife, my kids, it's all around. Like I was just sharing this stuff with me, but it's like I could go up to even our pets.
Yeah.
Like some of the stuff there, it's like I said, I can't put a dollar amount or value behind like what it's done for our family.
It's been huge. Huge.
Yeah, you guys, first, some of you don't know everything about this family. You wouldn't believe the change that Amanda and Fred and their kids have had. It's like Dom, their boy, is the same age as my son, and they have similar stories. It's just amazing.
It's been life-changing.
Yeah.
Just completely life-changing.
Yeah, it really has. I'm going to go ahead and do a screen share, and so you guys can see. If you can see, here's Fred before and here's now. And Amanda was telling me that before Plexus, Fred did not want to take his shirt off. Do I understand that correctly?
Yes.
I went through my camera roll trying to find a before, and the most you'd find is maybe a sleeveless.
Yeah.
Because the dad bod. At one point, I thought that I needed a bra. That's what I got to do. There might be something going on, kind of issue.
I mean, stop screen sharing. I really appreciate you sharing, Fred. Yeah, and Ashley said that your skin coloring is even better.
It has improved so much. Like he used to be really pale and have a lot of breakouts. I mean, he's just the whole thing inside and out has just changed drastically for him.
Awesome. So Fred, what is your current regimen? So you could share with like any other guys so they can feel.
No, I wake up in the morning, I slam down like a slim real fast before I jump in the shower and take a Vital Biome.
Mm-hmm.
And then I try to wait about an hour, and then I'll have my lunch. And this Renew You, I just started, so I've been doing it for
About a month.
About a month.
Yeah.
So almost 2 months now.
Yeah.
I've been having the Plexus shake there. The
lean shake.
The lean shake with a cup of coffee, like poured together, mixed together in a cup of ice.
Oh, nice.
And after I have that, then I'll have X Factor and Metaburn.
Yeah.
Because you got to have something in your stomach when you take the X Factor Metaburn, or it'll come back up. Get sick. So I have everything in the morning, and if I need to pick me up, I carry an active.
Yeah.
Some days I need it, some days I don't. Or if I'm gonna exercise, I need that extra boost. But that's 2 months.
Yeah, that's what you've been using. Yeah.
The only difference is the shake added to it.
Yeah.
Whenever they came out with that Metaburn, that was like the big game changer.
Yes.
Like I was seeing a lot of results, and then the Metaburn came out, and all of a sudden, like abs.
Yeah.
Just
big improvements.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Fred, for sharing. And thank you, Amanda, for helping him.
Oh,
Thanks for
you're
having us.
welcome.
You're welcome. So does anybody here have any questions for any of the sharers or anything about Plexus? If you do, please go ahead and unmute yourself. Can't find any. No questions? No? None? Okay, awesome. I want to say I am so grateful that we were able to do this tonight. I'm so thankful for everyone that shared. And as you all can see, these 4 completely different stories with pretty much the same regimen have made a world of a change in all these lives. Mind-blowing. And even though each of these shares only shared for 5 minutes, they literally could go on all day long because that's how many different things have been changed because of these products. So please reach out to the person that invited you here. Please reach out to the person that shared this video with you. They love you. They want the best for you. Okay? We all hope you have a wonderful, good health. All right? Thank you so much for joining.